The posters on the wall, the words on the website, the sizzle reel that you share with every prospect. Are they bullshit? You know who knows? Your team. Take a look next time you mention your mission or your values. How far back in their heads do their eyes roll? Slick messaging may help land a client or two, but I can guarantee you it's turning more folks off if it doesn't ring true. And if your team ain't feeling it, good luck delivering work that actually lives up to those lofty promises. If you're ready to lead like a grown-up and live up to your words, it's time to heed the words of Sandy Sullivan and ask better questions. Sandy is an executive coach and co-founder of the Alchemy Group, with a low tolerance for BS and a high bar for leaders. The quality of your questions will directly impact the way your teams perform. And the harsh truth, most of our questions just kind of suck right now. The best questions are what Sandy calls level 8 questions. And there are 4 simple ways to know if yours are hitting the mark. Use what or how questions, never why. Why not? Because why is loaded with judgment. Why aren't we winning more business? Because you suck, presumably. Add collaboration and time frame. Include qualifiers like most, least, highest, and a specific time frame like last quarter, next 30 days, etc. Ask with pure curiosity. Listen without judgment or a predetermined answer in your head. And lastly, generate new thinking. The answers should create white space for reflection, not just recycle old thoughts. Great questions show you care, and showing you care invites everyone else to do the same. That's all most of us want, really. A reason to give a damn. Less sizzle, more steak. Welcome to the DesuckifyWork podcast, the show where we cut through the BS and find ways to make work more fun, more human, and less ridiculous. All of which makes your business more profitable, by the way. If you enjoy this one, please like, share, rate, review, or subscribe to the podcast. Let the desuckifying begin. Here's Sandy. Okay. Sandy Sullivan, welcome to the DesuckifyWork podcast.
I wouldn't be anywhere else. Thank you.
I'm glad you're not anywhere else. I'm excited for the conversation, but before we dive in, I'd love to give you a chance to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do for work, how you came to be doing it, and anything else that feels relevant for you.
Right. So TJ, anytime I introduce myself to anyone, I'm 61 years old, I always am accurate with the statement that I'm a masterpiece and a mess. So I just want to get that out of the way for any of your audience that can relate to it. So if it looks like I have it all together, sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. So a little bit about me is, you might not notice this by looking at me. I'm actually a computer scientist. I started off in that.
Nice.
Then I spent 22 years at GE, traveling around the world, working with predominantly women leaders
Okay.
in general and women leaders.
Okay.
Love the global perspective. And then in 2015, I left GE and contacted my business partner, who is also ex-GE.
Okay.
And we started the Alchemy Group. And, you know, TJ, I would love to say it's just been a cakewalk ever since. It has not. And it has been the biggest, most inspiring, most valuable, I mean, other than being a mother, learning experience of my life.
I love that. I think anyone who's tried starting a business probably understands that it's not a cakewalk. It just isn't, no matter how much you love it.
Yes.
But I think you're touching on something that I often like to ask people, which is, what role does work play in your life?
Oh, I love that. It gives me chills just to think about it. So here's the truth. And my brother says this about me all the time. As you don't even work. What are you talking about? You don't work. Because I love what I do. So in some ways, my work is my play.
Yeah.
And my play is my work. And My mom passed away last July,
Mm.
and she said to me, you've been doing this for over 30 years. Aren't you kind of done with this thing, Sandy? And the truth is, I am not a trainer. I've never had the same conversation twice,
Mhm.
and I thrive on that. I thrive on that.
That's
Yeah.
really interesting. Yeah, the not a trainer comment is interesting. I mean, you work in sort of the coaching world, and I think for folks who are not from that world, and that's going to be at least a fair amount of our audience. I have a lot of folks from my old world in advertising and marketing. What is that distinction? Because some people might think, "Oh, coach, you're like an athletic coach, and you're going to tell me what to do, and I'm just going to do it." What is that distinction?
I love that you even know there is a distinction. So I always say, whether you know it or not, if you live in Alaska, there's 17 distinctions of the word flame. There's
Wow.
white flame, there's blue flame, there's high flame, there's all kinds of flame. In
Mm-hmm.
the world, you know, there's distinctions
Mm.
that we operate with. And for me, one of the distinctions between a trainer and a facilitator, a trainer, in my humble opinion, they have an outline, they follow the outline, they generally know, quote unquote, the content, they know what they're going to do, and they know the outcome, and they know when it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
I know when it's going to end, and I have no idea what that journey is going to look like or feel like. I mean,
Mm.
I've had the journey from A to Z be the most inspiring thing. I've also had the journey from A to Z leave me, well, at the time, I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore. But, I remember one time in a GE facility laying down on a couch drinking a scotch, going like,
Mm.
I can't do this again.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this. And it's just over and over. So to me, the distinction is a facilitator is willing to have it be organic and get
Mm-hmm.
messy at times, where a trainer has the notes, they have the process, they know the conversation. I I know the essence of the conversation. I have no idea what, just like today, I know the
Yeah.
essence of this conversation. I have no idea the detail of it. And I
Yeah.
love
Yeah. I don't really either. And that's kind of what makes it fun, I think.
that. It does.
Yeah. You mentioned the note about, after a particularly not great day, you have the drink in hand, and we don't need to get into that specifically, but it just brings up this idea to me of, this is the Desuckify Work podcast. I mean, what do you feel are the things that can really make work suck?
What can really make work suck, in my opinion? First of all, it is your mental and physical agility,
Mm-hmm.
connection.
Mm.
If I'm not connected to myself
Mm-hmm.
mentally, if there's something nagging or niggling at me, or physically,
Yeah.
the other thing that can really suck the life out of people is when they believe they're there for a certain mission and they're continually thwarted or
Mm-hmm.
told, you know, you're not good enough. I was just listening to a guy named Jay Shetty, and he said that Einstein famously said, everyone's a genius.
Mm.
And the degree you want a fish to climb a tree, the fish will feel stupid for most of its life. So I
Yes.
think when people have one of two or both experiences, A, when they don't feel seen,
Mm-hmm.
or B, they don't feel heard. Now that's true in a marriage, it's true at work, it's true in an Uber car.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't feel seen and heard, I'm generally going to feel some level of deflated, not valued, not valuable, and I won't be
Yeah.
my best self.
Mm. I
Yeah.
totally get that. Yeah. I mean, when you're at work, I mean, you mentioned, there's this mission or purpose to work, and I heard that almost two ways. Like, one way that it sucks is I believe in this mission, and yet I just I just can't find my path to supporting it. It's like, I'm not being seen for what I can bring to the table. And then the other side might be, I believe in this mission, and then at some point I start to doubt that the leadership actually believes in it, and it's more of a window dressing
Yes.
as opposed to,
And
yeah.
the way I reference it, and this came from a colleague of mine, Johnny Roman. He
Mm-hmm.
talks about IQ, which we're all familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
and EQ, which, came on the scene about 10 years ago. Then there's WeQ,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And WeQ, it can start with founders at private equity, corporate America, where yes, I talked, where I'm at an inflection point. We're going to go 2x. I'm at an inflection point. I'm going to change my leadership team. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then fourth quarter comes and I start to fade.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the heck did I say I would do this for? I don't know. And
Yeah.
I lose my way. And
Mm-hmm.
and that, TJ, and not in a commercial way. I mean, I've had a coach for 18 years. I lose my way all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a coach reminds me,
Yeah.
you said this was important. You said this is what you want to do. You don't have to do it this way. Do
Right.
you want to get off this bus or not?
Mm-hmm.
That's just helpful to me, TJ, for my
Yeah.
own sanity check about my word, about myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think within every organization, that kind of, even just the moment of reflection like that. I mean, just having somebody to kind of see where you're at and kind of give you a chance to go like, is this still the thing for
Yeah.
you? And if
Yeah.
so, what's getting in the way? What happened between Q2 and Q4 that now you're where you are? I think the thing is we get so we almost feel like guilty that we got there. Like, how
Hmm.
could I have let it get to this place? What's wrong with me? And to your point about losing your way all the time, this is just what life is.
This is simply what I say that frequently. Life doesn't ever stop lifing. And then all of a sudden I go, was this a good idea?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, it was a good idea. I just forgot. I forgot my way. I forgot my contribution.
Hmm.
I forgot that life is messy
Yeah. Yeah.
and it twists and wiggles and turns. And in my world, one thing that I have noticed for myself on either side, being coached or being a coach,
Hmm.
is I cannot take people where I have not been myself.
Mm.
In other words, TJ, I've been to some dark places.
Yeah.
And somebody said to me, you say that quite a bit. And I go, because it's true. And I have been able to come through those and get my chin up and my heart open and my eyes clear and my ears pure.
Yeah.
Those are my four things. Like,
Mm.
get your chin up, get your heart open, get your eyes clear and your ears pure. And sometimes that takes 10 minutes. Sometimes that takes 10 hours.
Hmm.
Sometimes it takes 10 days. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
I'm attuned to myself to know, okay, my chin's down for a reason.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. What's helped you the most in your career or even in life to sort of get your chin back up and all that stuff? What's been the best
Well,
resource or yeah.
let me start with the worst.
Okay.
And also I do have now in my life, I have what I call morning rituals
Hmm.
and evening rituals.
Okay.
And it's not like woo woo. It's, I have a certain walk that I take and I listen to certain information that I want. I
Hmm.
don't just wake up to the shock and awe of emails and
Yeah.
social media. I design my morning, then I work out with weights, then I do the Peloton, then I
Hmm.
do 5 minutes of meditation. And at night, I have a certain ritual.
Mm.
So, and I do that whether I feel like it or not.
Yeah.
I just do it because I know that's what I said I would do. And that keeps me more on track than off track.
Mm. Yeah. What got you to that place?
What got me to that place? Well, it was my days of going, no, it's not so bad. Just get another glass of wine. I'm okay. I'm going to say it was actually a combination of COVID, of my dad passed away during that time frame. And what I didn't know, what I wasn't interested in and didn't know was the impact of what I call now my blind spot
Mm.
on my life. And my blind spot I discovered in a really unusual and confronting way. And then I realized, wow, it's even beyond what if that's true. It is true.
Yeah.
Now, how am I going to handle that? So I'm vigilant about questioning my own personal blind spots. And two of my biggest blind spots are arrogance and aggression. And it's aggression toward myself. Where are my keys?
Yeah.
What the hell's going? How come this flight is canceled? Like I can get really like cranky.
Yeah.
And I notice that now with a gentler touch
Yeah.
than I used to.
What was you mentioned that there was sort of I don't know if you said confrontational or aggressive way that you sort of found those blind spots. What was that?
Quite frankly, TJ, my dad passed away, and I spent my life in a relationship with him that was more like this.
Yeah.
And when he passed, whatever it was, I expressed it using the word hate. I did for a lot of my life.
Yeah.
And I didn't like his arrogance. He was a professor. He knew everything. He taught me even when I didn't want to learn. And it was not particularly soothing to be around him.
Yeah.
And I'm being really nice about that.
Yeah.
So when he passed away and I realized, wow, I don't have him to blame anymore. And I'm still looking for the exit strategy here. I put myself into therapy. I stopped drinking, put myself into therapy, and I went at the root. And the root was right back at you, Sandy. And it's a theory. If anybody wanted to look it up, it's by a woman. Her name is Byron Katie. It's a woman, Byron.
Okay.
Byron Katie. She's in her 80s. And to summarize it in 4 words, it's spot it, got it.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love it and I hate it.
Yes, you do. It is the most confronting work.
Yeah.
So what I spotted in my father, you son of a gun. And that's the nicest way I would say it.
Sure.
Stay away from me. You think you know everything. Well, Sandy, where do you act like you know everything? And on the other side, and so how I work with groups around this is, there's a question, you ask about questions, and it's an unlikely question. And the question is, what is your most pervasive and persistent complaint about others? And it comes up in the car. Yeah, you idiot. You're lazy. You don't care. Whatever that, these are the ones that I hear and can come up for me too. Okay, turn it around. And where people can get stuck is, I talk about a blind spot, your hand. You can see my hand, I can see my hand. If I put it on the back of my head, you can see it and I can't see it. That's my blind spot. And it's 5% of my body. Not my whole body.
Right.
So maybe 5% At the time,
Yeah.
how am I like that? And then don't stop there, because there's a balance to it. And this is the other thing I discovered in my journey is, what is my most persistent and pervasive admiration of others?
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, TJ, I admire you.
Hmm.
I admire, like, wow, he really cares about this. He creates this safe space. He curates these conversations. He's super thoughtful about his questions. So now I get to look, how is that also true about me?
Hmm.
So there's a balance to it. It's not
Yeah.
so many times we can look at what I would call the darker side.
Yeah.
And I've come to balance it with the lighter side as well, if you were to go like that.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, the sort of parallel, it's like blind spots and bright spots, right? And it's sort of beautiful to just be open to both of those, because both of them can actually be hard,
Yes.
right?
And what I hear people say is, well, I'm working on my blind spot. I go, I don't think you can do that. I don't know how to do that. All I can be is aware,
Right.
boy. And the way I'm a visual person, TJ, so this is how I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can still see you, except for you have a ring over your nose. And and then I can get it right about here. I'm here, and then it jumps back on my face.
Right.
So that's why I always introduce myself as a masterpiece and a mess,
Yeah.
because I can get it so far in the last 4 years and 5 months. I can get it to right about here, hold it here, and then it jumps right back on my face again.
I've got this visual of like a squid.
Yes, yes. Like an octopus. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yes.
It's just really interesting. This theme, I think, that keeps coming up, which is just this idea of the messiness of
Yes.
life. I think and I imagine we may approach coaching this way. And I also do coaching work, and I get coached a lot. And I noticed this, like, my mind can get to a place where it's like, I just want to get past the thing and then be good. Right.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's not as clean as that. It's just not. It's about awareness and understanding, and then knowing actions that tend to serve you better than others, and knowing that occasionally that thing's going to just go right back on your face,
Right back on your face.
and you're going to be hurting in that moment. And then you have a way out of it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I was on a leadership panel about 8 months ago, and the question was, Sandy, what do I believe in my 30 years working with leaders? What do I believe is the most important, at least initial choice
Mm-hmm.
that every leader needs to make? And I thought it was a great question.
Yeah.
And my answer is simple and profound. Here's what I've noticed about myself and about others. Am I going to live my life believing that everything is happening to me, or everything is happening for me?
Mm.
Now, that includes the traffic jam,
Mm-hmm.
the burnt piece of lawn in my front yard,
Mm-hmm.
the client that just changed their mind,
Yeah.
or my granddaughter that doesn't want to eat her dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And this has changed my life. So I'm no longer waiting for things to be okay.
Yeah.
I choose to contextualize anything that is happening in my life. It's happening for me,
Mm.
not to me.
Yeah.
It's the difference between like victim versus like owner mentality, if you will.
It is, and it's almost shocking to sort of hear it at first, right? Because the traffic jam, the burnt lawn, scale that up as far as you can go in terms of all the bad things that can happen in life. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you almost there's a little bit of like resistance and anger around that. Like, don't tell me that's for me. But if you can get past that and then go, okay, well, what would it mean if this was happening for me? What
Yes.
do I do with that?
What do
That
I
seems
do?
like an interesting
Yes.
place to be. And I see how it can change a lot. You mentioned leaders and leadership, and certainly feels like that's a wonderful mentality for leaders to embrace. But even before we get into that, I think about the word leaders and leadership, and it gets a little fuzzy at times because it's sort of like a LinkedIn buzzword. You know, I'm curious for you, what does that term leadership mean?
It's such a great question. I get it all the time.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a visual person.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my take on it. If you take the word, well, first of all, leaders inspire.
Mm-hmm.
They inspire others to grow. They inspire others for strategy. They inspire others to embrace AI. They inspire others. So I link the word leader with inspiration.
Okay.
That's like
Mm-hmm.
clear to me. Now, then the question that I get quite a bit is, okay, where do I get inspiration from? How do I know? Can I go to Target and get it for $7.99? No, you can't. So the word inspiration, the root of the word is spiro, Spiro. And when you translate that in Latin, spiro actually means to breathe life into.
Mm-hmm.
So the 4 questions at the Alchemy Group that we work with
Mm-hmm.
is, who do I inspire? What do I inspire?
Mm-hmm.
Who inspires me and what inspires me?
Mm.
So, if you use the analogy of an airway, it's both ways. Like, TJ, I inspire you potentially, and you inspire me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we work a lot with accuracy on self. So to get accurate on who do I inspire, what do I inspire, who inspires me, and what inspires me. If Spiro is to breathe life into, now I'm going to use your word for this podcast. Who do I suck the life out of? Who sucks the life out of me? Talk about desuckify is generally sobering to many leaders.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'll offer many leaders is, are you sucking the life out of your families? Are you sucking the life out of your teams?
Yeah.
Are you sucking the life out of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty sobering reflection for many.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening. If you're liking what you hear and like the idea of making work not suck, I invite you to schedule a free half-hour discovery session. What would make your work culture more human? Let's talk about it. All right, back to the show.
Yeah. I mean, I love the sort of visual and even somatic piece of that because it just like sort of, I feel it. I feel it immediately. I love the questioning. I love the word accuracy or accurate. And I saw that even on your site, there was something about like, it's really important to get accurate with yourself. And I don't hear that phrasing very often. What do you mean exactly to be accurate about yourself? And then how do we do it? Because that seems really hard.
Yeah, it is. Well, is it hard? It's, again, I don't want to overuse the word. It's for many people sobering. It's like, wow, that's a really quick call. So accuracy is like this. When you use when I use a GPS, when any of us uses a GPS, there's where we're going, where we are. And TJ, I've been in rooms with leadership teams where they know where they're going and they don't want to say where they are. I was in West Palm Beach. The client will remain nameless. And this was in 2019. And they said, next year, COVID anyways, is all about empowerment. I said, I love empowerment. I love that idea. That's growth oriented. That's great. Where are you right now? It doesn't matter, Sandy. It doesn't matter as long as we know where we're going. We already have the posters. We're already redoing the performance of prayer. We got everything. And, for about 20 minutes, nobody liked me because I stayed on it.
Yeah.
And then the COO said the word, and he whispered it first. He said, punitive. And I went, okay. Now, see, the accuracy of that to me is the equivalent of, wait a minute, if I want to get to Miami, do I need to buy a ticket from Atlanta to Miami or Boston to Miami? Like, which ticket am I buying? That's all. I don't have any judgment about it.
Right.
I'm not saying that's right or wrong. Just how far are you? And the analogy that I use, and I've done it before I really learned how to use Uber, I just thought, the satellite will find me and you. It doesn't happen. I got to give an accurate location. And I've had leaders say to me, I am courageous and focused. Okay. All right. And then I meet with their team. And they tell me they're impatient and demanding.
Yeah.
It doesn't match.
Right.
So one exercise that your listeners can do to get accurate, go to 3 people in your personal life and 3 people in your professional life and ask them this very simple yet profound question. What are 2 words you would use to describe me? What are 2 words that you would use to describe me?
Yeah.
And see if there's a theme. Notice what surprises you. Notice what's not there. It's just a great way to do that.
Yeah. A little scary again. If people are really ready to be honest and accurate in their own assessment. But I love that. And I think, your description of that session in West Palm, it's so remarkable how we cloak ourselves from seeing that one truth, right? We just don't want to acknowledge it because we perceive that if we acknowledge it, what I think is maybe 2 things. Well, then we're bad. We're bad in some way. But then also like, oh my God, if we really acknowledge where we are, look how far we are. We're not even in Boston, we're, in, Antarctica, like,
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like, but yet I think if I'm trying to get to Miami from Antarctica, like at least I can get there. If I'm trying to get there from who knows, I'm going to go left, then I'm going to go right, and then I'm going to go up and I'm going to go down. And I'm going to be like, I don't even know if we're closer to Miami.
Yes. And the cloak that you said, of that word cloak, to me, that's like 6 hands on my eyes. I just don't want to see. I don't want to know. I don't want to deal with the self-judgment or the judgment of others. Where in my lived experience, there's a word, TJ, that is another word that people don't necessarily practice or like, and that is surrender. Like, I'm just going to surrender my judgments about myself. I'm going to surrender my judgments about you. Where are we? And that takes courage in my opinion. And that's how come, like this, I don't know if you can see it, but this is my coffee cup. I drink it out of it. This is underrated in my opinion. It takes courage to say, I'm lost. It takes courage to say, I have blind spots and they impact me. And it's accurate.
It's interesting. I think the word courage, I love it. And I think it's both maybe undervalued sometimes, and we don't always give ourselves credit for when we exhibit it or don't even think we're exhibiting it sometimes.
And TJ, I've had leaders say, Oh, I'm not ready yet. I have a book on courage. Let me read that book. And then, no, you're not. I'll be more courageous when I have my master's degree. No, you won't.
No.
And my business partner is, she's a huge Pelotoner.
Hmm.
She Pelotons a lot. And in the world of Peloton, she quotes it quite a bit. Courage is a choice. It's
Hmm.
not a feeling.
Yeah.
I'll never feel courageous.
Yeah.
I need to choose it. Now that's choosing courageously. I said I was going to work out today. Am I going to work out today?
Yeah.
Or being courageous. I don't really want to face this global group.
Hmm.
I don't know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm
Yeah.
doing it afraid.
Yeah. 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 It's kind of a good muscle to just keep working. I had a guy on recently on the show, and he juggles, and he has turned that into kind of like his job in many ways. Like he goes and he gives these workshops but it's around juggling as a way of building up the muscle around getting used to failure.
Mm.
And so it's the courage to just take one ball and kind of go like this, and then to take two and kind of go like this, and like when they fall, like, he has this funny phrase that he got from, I forget the name of the guy, but there's a whole video on it where when the ball drops, instead of going like, darn it, he goes, how fascinating. And
It's happening for him.
yeah.
And it's a training. It's what I call a rep. It's so
Hmm.
easy to
Yeah.
go WTF.
Yeah.
That's the bubble gum of life.
Yeah.
Trust me, I lived off of bubble gum for years.
Mm-hmm.
It takes something to raise your arms and go, how fascinating.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me suspend, let me override
Mm-hmm.
judgment
Yeah.
and get
Yeah.
interested in this thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
I love the surrender of judgment idea. I mean, it kind of brought me back to this visual you had of the hand, because in many ways, like, it's a variation of that where we sort of smack ourselves with the judgment, but it actually then blinds ourselves to what's possible in what just happened.
Totally. And I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's Saturday Night Live. I don't remember that there was a skit where he would hit himself every
Yeah.
time he said something. And I noticed I did that to myself quite a bit. All right, my
Yeah.
pizza inside, or I
Yeah.
ate that pizza again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was no, there was very little tenderness, gentleness
Yeah.
with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And now I am remarkably gentle
Mm.
and tender with myself first and then with others second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. That's hard to do, but
Well, here's what I find is that most, let me put it this way. There's a misunderstanding,
mm,
which is I need to be the same person I was
mm,
yesterday, today.
mm-hmm,
No, what if you're under no obligation
mm,
to be the same person you were
mm-hmm,
15 minutes ago, 15 hours ago, or 15 days ago? And I, I'm I practice at such a different level. Even my husband looks at me and goes, wow, that was really kind.
mm,
It was really kind. Because
mm-hmm.
5 years ago, I would have maybe said, well, what did you expect? Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
No, no. And it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't great.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, every one of your little memories of, that whole thing, I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I go there.
TJ, I limit my travel now quite a bit.
Yeah.
And in the day, whatever that day was,
Mm-hmm.
I was Delta Diamond and Marriott Gold
Mm-hmm.
for over a decade.
Yeah.
And I used to go into those airports, and if that sign said flight canceled, the bulldozers came out. I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Now, what's your plan?
Yeah.
I wonder if we have to stay overnight.
Yeah.
Like I consciously practice something else.
Wow. I love that phrase. Just consciously practicing something else.
It takes everything I have because the knee jerk is WTF. That's what I notice inside of myself. I'm not saying that's in front of other people, but
Yeah.
there's some version of that flavor
Yeah.
that I'm vigilant about noticing it and zip it, Sandy. Zip it.
Mhm. So I want to come back to leadership for a moment, because one of the things I know you talk a lot about, and you even have a really wonderful download on your site that gets into some of the wonderful coaching questions that can start to unlock stuff for us. And I just think about the idea of questions in leadership, and I wonder if there's I don't know, with AI, it might be even more possible, but just like if we all did an assessment of how often am I asking questions and how often am I making sort of proclamations or demands or creating expectations or whatever over the course of a day, I imagine it would shock most of us.
I wish I knew how to have the emojis come up like on the, because we have 4 foundational principles at the Alchemy Group.
Yeah.
And one of those foundational principles is the quality of your results as a leader is directly related. Now that sometimes people don't hear. And when I say directly related, I always say underscored, highlighted, and bolded.
Mm-hmm.
It's directly related to the quality of your questions.
Mm.
And we are creating an AI agent to help folks discern what we have coined for the last 10 years at the Alchemy Group, level 8 questions.
Okay.
So level 8, 9, or 10. And here's an example. So many leaders have one-on-ones.
Yeah.
How you doing? How's it going?
Mm.
Like that.
Yep.
Okay. How you doing? How's it going? Is a solid 3.2 on the scale of 1 being low, 10 being high.
Got it.
So how to upgrade that? We have 4 criteria. And to cut to the chase, a level 8 question would sound something like this in a one-on-one. What's 1 high and 1 low for you since we spoke last?
Mm.
What's 1 high and 1 low for you in the last quarter with this customer?
Mm-hmm.
What is the most significant obstacle you're concerned with in the next 30 days?
Mm-hmm.
There's a pattern to those questions, and we call those level 8 questions.
Yeah.
And we're working on the AI agent
I love that.
to give people practice with those.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, the AI, that seems like one of the beautiful things about it is it can be a bit of a mirror for us and a bit of a way of, helping us see where we are in something. And I'm curious, as you describe those questions, I mean, I love them all, and there's certain things I hear in them. There's a specificity to them. I mean, what are the criteria for it to get to a level 8?
Good. So the first one, there's 4 criteria in our world. I'm not saying I'm right. This is just how we practice it.
Yeah.
This first one can be the most confronting.
Yeah.
You ready? Dump the why. Dump it. And a lot of engineers don't like that. The 5 whys to root cause analysis. Okay, great.
Yeah.
When you're root cause analyzing, why yourself to death.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Sinek, you're a marketer. What are your good? Do that. We're in
Yeah.
a swim lane called leadership. In leadership, they're what or how questions.
Mm.
I say why is not a question. Why are we not doing more in Latin America?
Mm.
Okay, that's actually not a question. It's a statement in a why tuxedo.
Yeah.
Just dump the why.
Yeah.
We're not doing more in Latin America. So that's the first one. The first criteria for a level 8 question is it starts with a what or a how.
Okay.
Now, the second criteria is there's a calibration and a time frame in the question. So what's the most? What's the least? What's the highest? What's the lowest? What's the biggest? What's the smallest? What's the most confronting? That's the calibration.
Mm-hmm.
Last quarter, next quarter, this year, in the last decade, whatever, get a time frame associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the highest quality questions you can just begin to ask is, take a 60-minute conversation, make it 45 minutes, the last 15 minutes, go like this. What's the most important question you have for me right now? That's
Mm.
it. It has that in there.
Yeah.
So have a what or a how. There's a calibration and a time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is the question is asked with pure curiosity.
Mm. Okay.
So wonder what they're going to say.
Yeah.
When I'm in front of a group, TJ, I get on the edge of my seat.
Mm-hmm.
I go, when's the last time you listened with pure, like what
Mm-hmm.
most people either tell or they ask a question that they already know the answer to.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final piece is, does the answer actually generate thinking?
Mm.
Or is it recycled thought?
Okay.
And that's the white space.
Yeah.
And here's how I notice it, even on Zoom calls. And you've done it no less than a dozen times as I've been talking to you.
Mm.
Your eyes leave the screen and they
Mm-hmm.
go out here. That's white space.
Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm.
It's it 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 actually can generate some brand spanking new thinking.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I like all of those criteria. I mean, the what and how versus the why. I definitely get it. I do bristle at it a bit because why has always been sort of my like go-to, not necessarily like in coaching, but just kind of like I always want to know why,
Yes.
you know? And so let's say I'm talking with somebody that's on my team and they made a certain choice.
Mhm.
And at least as I feel it, I feel genuinely curious and I want to know, well, why did you make that choice? What is a better way? Is there a better way? And if so, what is a better way to bring that sentiment to the forefront?
Great. So rather than asking, why did you make that choice? I would create what I call bookend questions.
Mm,
My first question would be, what is the most significant impact of your choice
mm,
that you're glad about?
mm, mm-hmm,
And also, what's the most significant impact of your choice that you're not so happy about?
mm-hmm.
And I would say in the last 30 days or in the last 3 hours, like
Yeah.
there needs to be a time frame in there so
Mm,
people can get their head around it. So to
mm-hmm,
me, bookend questions
mm-hmm,
really generate. I was talking with a CFO and I said to him, can you tell me about your one-on-ones? He goes, yeah, I just tell people bring a laundry list of items.
mm,
And I said to him, I said, respectfully, you don't have time for laundry.
right.
You want the dirtiest piece of clothing and the cleanest piece of clothing. That's all you have time for.
Yeah. Mm,
So that's kind of the goal of the level 8 questions
yeah.
is to get the answers in such a way that they match the quality of my listening.
Mm,
And then we can create the future from there.
yeah. Yeah. I like that they just kind of bring it into something that you can really chew on.
Yes.
I love the note about curiosity. I think that's just another good exercise and a muscle to build because even if there is curiosity, we often layer it with judgment and all this other stuff. Like, I am curious, but also like, I'm probably judging a little bit of like the answer or what I think the answer is going to be. And so, sort of the cleanness of curiosity is beautiful. And I think the thing I really love about the way you frame this is sort of something I've noticed and I believe in, which is the one-on-ones, those conversations are they sort of punch above their weight. I would say, it might be a 30-minute conversation every week or even every couple of weeks. And so much good can happen and so much uselessness or bad can happen if you don't do them productively.
I'm taking note of that. Punch above their weight. I love that.
Mm.
Thank you for that. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what's interesting to me is how many folks are surprised when confronted with that notion of like, these really matter. Like, oh, I thought it was just like a weekly status. And I'm like, I do the laundry list and I go, okay, yeah, okay. And then the perfunctory, like, can I support you on any of this? But I probably won't because I'm so busy and you're so busy.
Right. And it's people who talk like that have calendars that are out of control,
Yep.
triple booked. Okay. What is it going to take to get every meeting 45 minutes or less
Mm-hmm.
so that you actually have spare time
Yeah.
to think, to breathe, to create, to innovate,
Yeah.
to lead?
Mm-hmm. Mm. What mark are you hoping to leave on the world with this work you're doing?
I could get emotional about that.
Yeah.
What mark? So I don't remember who it was that said it. It makes me emotional. An unexamined life
Mm-hmm.
is not worth living.
Yeah.
And so, as painful as it can be at times, as surprising as it can be at times, I am relentlessly curious
Mm-hmm.
about the impact of my actions.
Yeah.
And if you want to get on that train with me, let's go.
Mm.
If you don't want to get on that train, I've gotten to the point in life where I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to get on that train, that's the impact
Yeah.
that yeah. Thank you for that question. Boy, that made me emotional. That's it.
I hear that and I thank you for openly expressing that. I think it's beautiful. I think for many folks when they think about what they do for work, there's a lot of folks craving that where it does kind of open us up a bit. And a lot of folks are not feeling that. And I think, what you're putting into the world certainly is giving people at least a chance to examine that and then perhaps live it if they choose to. And I think that's really wonderful. I mean, it's as I always say, like it's like half of our waking lives just about is spent working or at least thinking about work. It could be nice if we.
And I guess the question that I love is, do I want to live repeatedly or continuously?
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm committed for whatever reason to live continuously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And probably repeatedly might be a little easier, if you will.
Yeah. I get
It
it.
doesn't inspire me though. It just
Yeah.
doesn't inspire. We're on the precipice. I don't know when you're going to air this, but on the 4th of July holiday,
Yeah.
this is going to be the most unusual 4th of July holiday I've ever had. I'm 61 years old. I
Mm.
get to have it as many ways as I want it, whether it
Mhm.
includes, I don't know what it's going to include.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm committed to living continuously.
I love that distinction. And I think we can all relate to the repeatedly part. I know there's chunks of my life where I look back and it was definitely repeatedly. I was definitely just kind of, pressing that button every day. Like, here we go again. But there's something pretty cool when you try the other.
Yeah.
I know we've talked a lot about questions. I've asked you a bunch. Do you have a question you'd like to ask our audience?
So it's around the distinction that we had, and I would take on those questions for blind spots if that would be interesting for you.
Yeah.
What is the most persistent and pervasive complaint you have about others?
Mm.
I mean, to me, that is just so much. Grow it if you can handle the stink of it.
Oh gosh, I
It
love that.
it opened up my life. And
Yeah,
then the bookend question of what's your most persistent and pervasive admiration of others?
yeah.
Yeah.
I love the word manure there because it's like it embraces the life can either happen to me or for me, right? Get a bunch of manure dumped at your feet. UTF, what is going on here?
Mhm.
Or what can I grow with this? Like how can yeah, it's such an interesting and vivid word. I love it.
Whew.
If you could wave a magic wand and fully desuckify the world of work, what does that world look like?
It would include two things. One is just a permission slip to be curious.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that permission slip, it's two, which is a close second, is the words I don't know are not an alarm bell. It's an invitation.
Mm,
So if we could all just relax, and I work with corporate America, just that's a great one. I don't know.
mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah.
And just get a permission slip to be 15% more curious
Mm,
and to say the words, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much fear around saying I don't know in a corporate setting in particular. I think, if you think about like resets you can do at a cultural level, if you can embrace that as a marker of a healthy culture, a healthy environment, and a productive employee,
Yes.
saying I don't know, as opposed to a judgment around, well, why don't you know? You should know. I pay you to know.
Yes.
Like that's a
Yeah.
massive shift.
Yeah. It's a massive shift.
Yeah.
Massive.
Mm. So I like to have a little fun here on this show. If you listen at all, you'll hear cats meowing and other goofy sounds at the beginning of the show. And I always ask my guests if they're willing to contribute a sound, a noise, anything that will also show up in the beginning of the episode. So you got anything for us?
You know, I read the notes and I did this with my husband and I said, do I do this? He goes, you do it all the time. You may as well do it on there. So get ready because it's a little loud.
That's all right.
You might want to let the volume down on this. Here's the noise that I make. It's, with a thrill of victory and in the face of inspiration. And it's this. I love it.
That's awesome.
When with my business partner, with my family, when I am experiencing the thrill of victory or inspiration, or that just comes right out. In fact, some people go, okay, she's here. When I finally, I can do it at a dinner party. I will do it at a business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I will do it at a gathering. When I feel it, that's what comes out of my mouth.
I love it. It's delightful. You wondered whether I would like it or not. I love it. You mentioned sort of the word inspire and sort of breathing life into, and again, I think that that's like a demonstration of that, right? A very visceral one.
It comes from my college days. I
Yeah.
heard it at a club one time and I thought, wow, what would that take? And it just came out. And then people were like, that came out of you? You're a computer scientist. And I went,
Right. Yeah.
There's my
I
noise.
contain multitudes.
Yeah.
So the last question I'll ask Sandy is simply, how do people track you down online and learn more about all the cool stuff you're doing?
So the name of our company is the Alchemy Leaders, the Alchemy Group. I'm located here in Saratoga, New York with my business partner.
Mm-hmm.
You can get on our website. There's a way to send us, I want to know more about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I never say, anybody that contacts me, I'll get back to you. I won't probably call you. I will definitely email you though.
Okay.
Anything specific, any questions, anything like that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, TJ, you just came so highly recommended and I value your mark that you're making on the world. And so that's how it's Alchemy, 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 like an alchemist,
Mm-hmm.
the Alchemy Group is the name of our company.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, we'll put all that in the show notes. You're on LinkedIn as well, I assume.
Yes.
People can track you down there. Sandy, this was just so much fun. It lived up to your sound effect. It lived up to all of it. So I am so glad that we got connected and we're able to have this conversation.
Me too, TJ.
Well, thank you so much, Sandy. Have a wonderful day.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to the DesuckifyWork podcast. And a huge thanks to Sandy for bringing a feisty spirit and a wealth of wisdom to the show. You can follow Sandy on LinkedIn and check out her site at thealchemyleaders.com to learn more about great questions and leadership transformation. If you enjoyed the conversation and would like to explore what a more human work culture could look like, I invite you to schedule a free half-hour discovery session. Type meow in the calendar invite, and I'll also send you a free DesuckifyWork t-shirt. Bye, everyone.